Good morning, boys and girls. My voice is still coming back, so I'm going to do my best for you today to talk as little as possible, but yeah, get you what you need. We're all about doing a simulation now called Shattuck Goes to Washington, where you're going to experience writing a bill yourself with a partner and eventually trying to get that bill proposed to a law in our classroom Congress. So let's begin. Over the next 3 days, you'll do the following items. Number one, think of a problem within our school that you personally think Shattuck could easily fix. Might cost a little money, but that's okay. We can do things like fundraisers or even take some money from certain areas in the school budget to make those things happen. That'll happen today on Thursday. The next thing is you'll get in committees, as Congress does, to do the actual work. You'll find the best single bill to put all your efforts behind, and you'll refine it. Your job is to help your group pass that bill. By passing the bill in our classroom Congress, you can earn maximum points. If you don't pass your bill and it fails by not getting a simple majority, one more than half, you lose those points. So again, try to maximize your score. The goal is to be successful in passing a bill. Third thing, we will debate the pros and cons of each bill, probably on Monday or Tuesday next week in our classroom Congress. We will select a Speaker of the House who will run the show, and we'll read each bill line by line and see if we need any adjustments. They will then tally a vote, and you'll know if your bill passed or not. So what's today look like? Today we got to start independently. You're going to take a 3x5 card when you're at this point in the video, and you're going to think of at least 2 problems that we have here at Shattuck. I'll elaborate on those later. I want you to think about things that can be easily fixed. All right? Shattuck is not going to be rebuilt in 90 days, and it is not going to be rebuilt even in a year. So getting a new school is an unrealistic problem here at Shattuck to solve. What I want you to think about is things like what's going on in the lunchroom. What rules or guidelines could we maybe change here at Shattuck to make things better? What activities or extracurriculars are left out or not included here at Shattuck that might make the experience here better? What things do you see with transportation or busing? I can think of one that probably gets you really fired up. How about curriculum and instruction? What about the course offerings here at Shattuck? Are there some that are left out? Are there too many in one area? Could we reduce and simplify? Those are the things I want you to think about, because we can make little adjustments and probably get a solution starting next school year. Here are some more specific examples that kids have done in the past for me. When it relates to the lunchroom, kids have talked about how they would want to improve the school lunch variety. That's a good idea. When it comes to rules and enforcement, people have talked about vandalism in the bathrooms and how they can do certain things at low cost to help reduce that and keep the bathrooms open. For activities and extracurriculars, some kids have complained about there not being course offerings in certain areas. For example, there's no boys volleyball team here at the middle school. Could we possibly get that rolling? Or how about an extracurricular band, music, or choir orchestra group that meets regularly at Shattuck? In terms of transportation, I see this as a problem here at Shattuck. Many of you ride the bus home from school, and you take it from home to school. How many of you wait countless minutes that might be wasted or better used after school until 3:45, 4 o'clock? Isn't there a better way that we could get you kids home to where you need to be so you can be productive with homework, socialize with friends, or play video games or shoot hoops? What about curriculum and instruction? What courses are not offered here that you would like? Is there something like a high-level tech class related to computers, or a woodworking class that we might offer here at Shattuck? Again, might cost a little money, but those things can be raised. Okay? At this very point in the video, I want you to take a couple minutes and write down that is two simple problems that you think you could solve here at Shattuck. Welcome back. Now that you're back to this video, your next process is to pick a partner, somebody you can trust and somebody you would like to work with. Please don't make this a mistake by me. If this is an absolute failure, I can pick your partners for the rest of the year. Your job is this when you get grouped up. Share your idea with your partners. Pick the best one. And then come up and see me, Mr. Rush, to get your packet called Getting Ideas on Paper. After you get that, watch for what you need to do here. All right, now that you have your packet, put your team members' names up here at the top. What I'd like you to do is make sure that you and your partner fill this out. You never know who might not be here tomorrow when we continue our work in passing our bill and making it a law. All right? First thing you're going to do is pick that one problem that you are going to write a bill about between you and your partner. And you're going to answer the following questions. Number 1, define the problem you would like to fix. Number 2, tell us why your bill is necessary. What might be gained by making a change? 3, who does it all affect? 4, how does it affect them? And 5, what are some statistics, topics to research to help you persuade people to support your bill and to make it a law? Go ahead at this point and start some research. You may use Google, your smartphone, or a Chromebook in order to accomplish this. Some of the things you might want to think about would include what statistics would help support getting your problem fixed. For example, if you're proposing that we have recess, what is the recommended daily amount of minutes of exercise recommended by a National Physical Education Committee? That would be a good statistic to help you. Go ahead and pause the video and take care of page 1 of that packet now. All right, welcome back again. Now that you and your partner have filled out page 1 of your packet, go ahead and turn to page 2. In page 2, it talks about what you need to have down for a bill. All right? You need to think about exactly what your bill is going to do. Specifics. Is there a cost? How much would it cost? If you go above budget, how might you raise revenue? Is certain staff required? Who and for how many hours might they be needed? The piece right down here could be optional. Who's going to help you enforce your law? And how would it work? What are some of the consequences if somebody doesn't follow the law? Now, these may not apply to your specific bill or idea, so you might not have to do them. Please pause the video now and fill out page 2 of your packet. Hello and welcome back one more time. The next thing is, I would have you turn to page 3, which is how to write a bill. What you need to know is that there are 3 basic sections to a bill. How to write a bill is pretty easy. There are 3 sections. The first is the preamble. This section should provide you reasons for the necessity of your bill. Why is it required? Why would it be helpful? Why is this topic something that you should address by government and school? This section's clause should always begin with a whereas. There is a body section. This section is separated into sections and subsections. Each new idea for the implementation of a bill should be a section. Subsections should be used to provide further detail and clarification for the appropriate sections. Enactment clause. This is the final section of the bill. Each bill must have an enactment clause. The enactment clause tells your fellow congressman when your bill will take effect if passed. It may specify a future date or a certain number of days following the passage of a bill. The enactment dates within 30 days are only used for emergencies, so it's unlikely that that will be the case. More likely, it'll be 90 days after passage, or, in our case, likely September 1st, 2018, the start of the next school year. Finally, on page 4 of your packet is my example of a bill. This is something a few years ago when I was new to Shattuck I was really pumped up about. because for the first time in my teaching career, I had to serve and help watch do a duty-free lunch. That means unpaid. So you can see I have a preamble in this section right here. Please mark that with a P. Sections 1 through 4 are going to be the body. Mark that with a B. In section 5, mark that with an EC for enactment clause. Now that that is finished, one of the things you should know is that teachers have to do a unpaid lunch duty here at Shattuck. Many of us don't really enjoy this, but we're getting used to it, and we do actually enjoy talking with one another and seeing you kids in a different light. However, state law says the following down here. Lunch period for teachers. Every school board shall grant duty-free lunch period to its teachers, except that a school district may contract any teacher employed by it for services. This means if they agree to it, teachers could be paid if they are willing to give it up. The period should be no less than 30 minutes and should be provided near the time of a regular scheduled lunch. Now, for the expedition teachers, this is really unique. We have 2 prep periods. It is expected by our school board that we eat lunch from about 9:10 to 9:45, or from 1:15 to about 2 o'clock. If you're asking me, that's not really a lunch period, okay? That's eating outside of it. 11 to 1 would probably be my ideal lunch period. However, I'm flexible, and I do enjoy my job. In our preamble up at the top, notice how we're using whereas. I'm going to state the problem as I see it in here for the bill, which I would like to see changed to a teacher duty-free lunch. It says, whereas Shattuck Middle School, every teacher or co-teacher must serve a daily lunch duty to monitor students eating lunch. Teachers are not guaranteed a simple right given them by the state laws in Wisconsin. Most other jobs in the state of Wisconsin and the other 49 states provide duty-free lunch for their staff. In Section 1, I want to be very clear and define what the problem is a little more and how I'm proposed to solve the problem. Section 1, give teachers the same opportunity to eat lunch without work like everyone else in the working world. They too have families to get to after school, and we have a life, at least we think. Section 2, let the definition of a duty-free lunch be unforced or non-required supervision of the student body. The teacher may contract, if they choose, with the district for paid and voluntary supervision, but it must be their choice. Section 3, I have a typo. Let teachers choose what they do during their lunch duty. They may eat and socialize with coworkers, plan lessons, grade work, leave school for lunch outside of the school day if they wish. Section 4. One of the 2 planning periods that I mentioned earlier for teachers will become required team time, where staff will plan lessons, meet with kids, parents, plan instruction that will impact students' educational performances and experiences. This way, teachers won't technically be getting any extra paid time or face time with kids. Section 5. Let funding for this bill, because there would be a cost if we pay the teachers to do this, be gathered this way: to pay teachers through the fundraiser of the school or through surpluses. It is estimated that about $16,200 would be needed to cover the days to supervise lunch over 3 daily lunch periods at a cost of $20 per hour for a total of 2.5 hours a week per person. My enactment clause at the bottom is this bill shall go into effect within 30 days of passage. It is needed immediately. Okay, if you go into Quarter 2's folder, Legislative Branch, there is a bill template. After you open this document, you will see numbers on the side. This is because when we write bills, we want to have the numbers on the side as we type out our bill so that we can refer to it line by line. More on this later. Good luck.